Okay, good evening. This is the East Lyme Board of Selectmen regular meeting of March 4th, 2026. We've just completed the town meeting, which started at 7 o'clock, and it's, let's see, 7:18 roughly. Okay, so we've recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Are there any additional agenda and consent calendar items for tonight? Any additional consent calendar items? I don't hear any. All right. Delegations. Are there any delegations? Anyone that would like to address the Board of Selectmen this evening? Appears that there isn't. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve the special meeting minutes of February 17th, 2026 as submitted.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, I have a second. Any discussion or changes or modifications to the minutes as submitted? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion for the February 18th minutes?
So move to approve the special meeting minutes of February 18th, 2026 as submitted.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. Any discussion, any changes to those minutes? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. The regular meeting minutes of the 18th, do I hear a motion?
Move to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 18th, 2026 as submitted.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion, any changes to the minutes, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Finally, the February 26th, the regular meeting minutes. I'm sorry, special meeting minutes.
Yeah. Move to approve the special meeting minutes of February 26th, 2026 as submitted.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. We'll move on to the consent calendar. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Move to approve the consent calendar for March 4th, 2026 in the amount of $629.21.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, we have a second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, so at this time, we are going to resume budget deliberations. And let's see, we left off with the fire service. And we were in the middle of some interesting discussions and trying to figure things out a little bit on the number of firefighters. Okay, so I think we were discussing the pros and cons of, one idea was to have 2.5 firefighters, the other was perhaps to have 3. So we can resume that discussion.
I thought Kevin was gonna, on the break. Kevin, did you have a chance to run the numbers by any chance?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I almost have it.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to put you
show
right on the spot there.
So there's
No pressure.
there's actually no
pressure.
rush on that. I wanted to talk just briefly. So I had been veering towards the part-timers. Even though I still want to see the numbers, Kevin,
Yep.
I'm veering more towards 3, okay? And I am curious about the staggered effect, and what that would look like, all right? Because we've talked about so many different things, but the truth is that it wouldn't help at this moment. But down the line, if there were changes, per se, to a contract or a schedule, that's when maybe part-timers could be taken a look at, to be plugged in, possibly. I don't know. But I can't bring myself to justify 6, but I can look to helping with 3 and see where that goes. And I think that would be a good option. to kind of come back with versus nothing.
I s-
Go ahead.
I spoke to them on the break. I was talking to one of the firemen about the staggered approach, and starting them 7-1, 10-1, and 1-1. And what he said was, it doesn't really help them because they're still not getting their station manned.
Right.
And the training, they would train them pretty much together, so it doesn't really help to stagger it. So that's, I kind of thought of that myself.
Okay.
Just to explain, I know they're not here, but that's what they told me.
Okay.
Because that was one of my thoughts,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think if we're gonna do it, if we're gonna go to 3, I think we do it, and that's, I think we get the most benefit from having the 3 firefighters. I think staggering it, we don't get quite the benefit from it that we would if we do it all at once. That's my thought. So,
I think it's helpful for the 3 to be hired at the same time and be trained together.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that certainly saves time for whoever's doing the training to perhaps do something else rather than having to split their time and be repetitive instead of being able to deal with all 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
and it really makes it much more, I don't know what the word is, I don't want to say easier.
Camaraderie.
Well, just the scheduling aspect of it, it just makes a lot more sense, the way they can do it, and to have that extra person on each shift. And it will save us money overtime-wise, so we're starting to move in the right direction
Yeah.
by doing that. So I'm in favor of that. I acquiesce on the 6. I get it. I appreciate what you're saying, Candace, on, it's a lot to ask from the people. And, but I think this is a compromise that will serve the public well and allow us to move forward.
I don't think this 6 is sustainable, given our,
Not right now.
Yeah, and I
No.
think this
Yeah,
gives them,
it's a move in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. It is, and I think it's necessary.
I do too. So do we want to have a motion and do this, or is there a reason to wait at this point?
It
Candace?
sounds like
Is Kevin going to come back? I just want to see what the numbers are, like how
Sure.
much, okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
what
that would be
what
too,
the
because-
impact
yeah, let's
that's
see
going to
what-
be.
I mean, we have to talk about the taxpayers, right? Like, they're footing the bill for this, so even if it doesn't make sense to Chief Bundy or us, it makes sense to the people paying,
Oh,
then let's do it.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so let's look at the numbers.
So Jason's was a little bit of a taller ask to do the phase in
It's
because I
beautiful.
was doing things annualized. So this would be if you hired one person July 1st, so that person would kind of plug this overtime hole. So you wouldn't have to have overtime because you would only have 4 on a shift because these guys are out, right? All these were out originally.
Yep.
Right? So that firefighter 13 fills these 2 shifts. I just want to make sure all my numbers are working, but I mean, yeah, it's looking about, 220,000 for that quarter worth of overtime, about $250,000 in weekly wages. The question becomes, and I don't know if Bill Bundy's still there. I think he had another meeting to go to
He
tonight,
did at
but
7:30.
He's gone.
so even if you're fully staffed, I guess the operational question is, you're putting 5 on for 2 shifts and then you have 5 others. Is Saturday, are we keeping that at 4 until we're at full accompaniment? So there's some questions that have budgetary impacts because like if you put 5 on, you're adding over 100,000 just by putting that other person on for a Saturday. So there's just some questions about, what are you doing with these open shifts?
I'm sure he would just scratch his head and say, I don't know, at this point.
Well,
So-
I would imagine that he's going to be moving people around.
Yeah.
To,
So
contract,
so I thi-
wise.
Yep.
I don't know.
So that would be firefighter 13. Okay, so that's roughly the budget application for that quarter.
Yep.
Right, 'cause we're doing it quarterly. Second quarter, October 1st, we hire firefighter 14. So now you have 4 shifts that are filling in for that overtime. So the overtime goes down slightly, right? You still have some open shifts here. 1/1/27, that 15th person comes on. So this would be for half a year if you think about it. So this is from 1/1/27 to 6/30/27. So you know you're at full accompaniment. These shifts now, you have someone pretty much every day filling in for these. The question is Saturday. I'm assuming we're filling that. So that does come at a higher cost. So now, when you're looking at this schedule, when you have 5 on, annualized, right? So next year, if we keep 15, this number,
In overtime.
that's including this accrued time off. So
Wait, wait.
900,000. So I just have to kind of play with my model and make sure it's working. It's kind of something I just threw together. But Candace, your proposal, 2 on, and then if these 2 are filled with part-timers, we would need about 66,000 for part-time wages. So just some, so these 2 shifts, I'm assuming you'd have. So the proposal here would be 48 hours of part-time overtime, part-time straight time, and if you do about 24 hours, because they have to be under 30 hours to remain part-time, so they could do 2 12-hour tours. We would need to increase that line from, I believe it's 18,000 now, so we just have to increase that by about 38,000. So yeah, it's just a matter of it'd be nice if Bill was here because he can answer the operational questions of exactly how do we fill all these, and are we plugging the part-timers here because this doesn't take into account the part-time budget. This was just firefighters, the union firefighters. With Candace's, I did add a part-time element to it.
So, Kevin, could I ask a summary question?
Sure.
Kind of big picture, whether you use the CC proposal or the JD proposal or the proposal as it stands right now.
That would be me.
What's that?
CC is me.
Candace Carlson. She's the lady next to you. Candace.
Okay, all right.
CC is me.
I'm like, see, I
Jason,
think
you're
I was
funny.
like, hit some other.
thought
The
it was-
Sorry.
later we get, he's going to get funnier
The
too.
question is there any massive reduction in overtime, which is kind of what I was looking for, and
Yeah.
it just does not seem to be materializing in these numbers, even though they're rough.
No.
I'm kind
Yeah,
of getting
so-
the vibe that doing this monkeying,
Well, I
you
think-
don't realize savings.
I think
Not
that
really,
that's
no.
because it's almost, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's almost as though that it's built in. It's like that overtime is built in with the contractual obligations with that schedule. Am
Well,
I
so
accurate or
Kelly-
no?
Well, the Kelly Day is double
Right.
time.
Exactly.
And that's-
And it's not manned. And it's
So,
not volunteer
I mean-
because people are like, hold on a second, and I might do the same thing. I'm not going to volunteer for a shift when you can mandate me and I'm going to get a whole lot more money.
Correct.
And that is only as long as that contract is living until the next one,
Well, they were in
Yep.
negotiations today, so I don't know what's
right?
going
And we
on.
can't
So you
talk
can't
about
talk
it,
about
and that's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
I understand,
yeah.
I'm just talking about different models here of what, we can do to help.
But it doesn't seem like there's any real cost savings, no matter how you phase it in or deal with part-timers. It just seems like it's going to be hovering right around that $750,000.
And I'm gonna throw it out there, even though nobody wants to talk about it and nobody wants to, there are some people that are in support of it and not in support of it. And this is gonna come up again, probably with a different board. So we have the 3 firehouses. What's it gonna look like if we just do not man one and continue the way that it has been going, where sometimes it's manned, sometimes it's not? I don't know what else to say,
So that was what Chief Bundy said. He's not in favor of that station, but you're saying that is a potential solution.
I think, of course, it's a
cost
solution.
savings
I don't know what it would look like. So Kevin, can you throw out a number? Is that going to change anything if you're
To not man the station.
one of them?
number
Yeah,
2.
Station 2.
So,
Just so everyone knows, we did in the capital projects request. I think there is, I'm just pulling up, in the 10-year, we're going to incorporate some sort of fire response analysis that should answer those questions, Candace, of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do you need 2 fire stations in Niantic? You know, is there a 4th fire station need? You know, what is the needs of the town based on response times from, you know, like a subject matter expert in that field? So that's
Right.
something the CIP committee was looking to add, you know, possibly next year, the year after, something like that.
Yeah,
that
that's
question
not
can't be
helping us
answered
right now, so I'm
Right.
just, I'm asking you right now what the cost savings possibly would be, you know?
With the
if-
3,
Yeah, if one is taken off. And I mean, and if I'm not asking the question, I'll be honest with you, I would rather ask the question of you, because believe me, that question's coming your way from another board. It is, all
So-
right? So I would rather nicely and sweetly and reluctantly ask the question coming from me, because I think that we have to look at it.
Nicely and sweetly.
Yes, I am nice and sweet. I'm not
No argument from me, there, Candace. No argument from me.
Sorry, it's getting
So,
late already. All right.
But you see what I'm saying? Can we please just take a look at
So
that?
it's my understanding, and this is what I wasn't sure, Kevin and I were talking about this a little bit the other day, because I brought up the same issue, that because we leased that Station 2 from the state,
We have a
that we're
requirement.
required to have
A fire
fire
presence.
presence
Presence.
there.
Right, so
So
what
I
does
don't know
fire presence
exactly
mean?
what that,
If we close it down, we would lose it, is that what you're saying? And then the
Well-
state could.
I'm
have
not
it
going
in.
to say that, but we, contractual, on the lease, it says the purpose is to have a fire presence there. I mean, the ambulance service is there, so.
Right.
So if we
Does
lost
that
fire,
qualify?
we would also lose ambulance.
And maybe not.
Maybe
okay,
that
let me use
satisfies the
different
requirement.
verbiage.
That's what I'm
Let
saying.
me,
There is a
let me
presence.
use different verbiage, okay? How about we just not take it offline, not close it, because we technically can't, and we do have a lease, and we do have the ambulance service there, and we can have a fire presence there. Move a truck over there and have a presence in the parking lot, and have the building there. If you can man it, you man it. If you don't, you don't.
It's kind of where.
well, that's
it's
where
at.
it is
are
now.
right now.
That's what
That's
we're
where we
doing.
are now,
Exactly,
yeah.
where we are right
Yeah.
now. So, don't add it in. Like, don't budget for it.
I don't think we are.
Yeah, I think we are.
So the 6 positions that he's asking for, that my impression was that it was going to be manned.
If we,
And that's where all these numbers are coming from.
if we had 6,
No?
we would be
Okay.
able to man it
All right.
comfortably, but
But
we don't have to.
we'd be going up to 5. So
All right.
how it works is, all right, so right now, there's 12 firefighters, okay?
Yeah.
But 4 are gone, so that's part of the
Yep.
problem.
Yep.
So there's 8, so that means they
Yep.
have 2 at one station,
Yep.
2 at the other, and then they have the part-timer occasionally at the one, what is that, number 2?
Station
So
2.
that's at Station 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really down 4. So if we added in 3 more,
3 more.
then that gives them each,
1.
one
Basically
more,
one.
basically. Yeah,
Right.
that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's, and if we had the other 4, then
Eventually,
it
hopefully.
would
And
be
eventually they're gonna
much
come back, I
easier.
would imagine.
Well,
That's
we
right.
Or
have
maybe
2 are
not.
military, so
And 1's at
God only knows.
the person on FMLA, I mean, that's only, 12 weeks, so, and I don't know what about the comp case, gentlemen. So, but that's what's, how it's going.
Oh, please, Howard.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure all that out and understand it,
It's-
so.
Taking all of us a while. I mean, there's so many moving parts to it, and, you know, you add a firefighter, well, it changes the overtime, and that changes other calculations, and,
And there's money coming in from the ambulance.
well, not I mean, that doesn't really,
Not to us.
not,
right?
well, to the town, to the general fund.
To the general
Oh,
fund, I
oh,
thought
okay.
I thought it was
Right,
like
but it doesn't
$60,000 or
have
something.
anything to do with this budget. It isn't a revenue stream for this
Okay.
budget. Yeah, they pay us rent to rent the station.
I got it,
Yeah,
okay.
and dispatch.
Okay.
That's- Yeah. Yeah, so,
So,
well, it's a tough question. I don't have the answer. My gut says 3, but,
it seems like that's where the board is kind of headed, so.
so. I think it gets us partway to where eventually we need to go, where we do achieve some real savings.
I feel like it's gonna help, but I feel like there's still work to be done
Yeah.
for for more of a solution to what we have going on.
Well, there really is, I can say, and, you know, in our meetings today, we really are trying to see what we can do to rejuvenate some sort of a volunteer force.
Yeah, it's a feeder, and it's a good thing. It's a great thing. You know, a lot of the people that we have came up that way.
Yeah,
That's
And it's
exactly-
a wonderful, wonderful thing. So
Right.
partnering with Dave, and there's definitely a lot of vigor for it, which is really great, which we, you know, I heard in the
The,
foyer, so that's good.
and you know, I mean, some of our career firefighters, that's where they started.
Oh, yeah.
In volunteer service, and,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
if we
right.
can incorporate something with the high school to, like to do with the EMTs, and then have a place for them to go, as a volunteer, I think that's a great thing, and I think that's, you know, we're trying to see what we can do with that. You know, we need agreements from the union, there's a lot of different moving parts, but I think it could benefit everyone.
Agreed. Kevin, I just have a question on more savings coming down from 6 to 3 in the other budget, and I just don't know exactly which one it is. It's in the-
Health insurance?
Yes, thank you very much,
Yep,
because
take
we
time.
talked about
Yep.
that the other day.
What'd you
What's the
say?
savings from that?
From where?
From what?
I'm sorry. What did
Health insurance.
Oh, health insurance. Okay, got it.
Yeah, there's other
So-
components to it.
Yeah, so a firefighter, a full year firefighter, we budget for a family plan, is just shy of $40,000. And that's inclusive of their employee contribution of about 19.5%.
Okay, so that's times 3, so what's the total?
120.
So times 3 is 117,000 roughly.
Wait, 120.
Just keep in mind, if you cut the January firefighters, you're cutting half of that amount because I only budgeted for half the year for them. So it'll be roughly $67,000 ish, 60,000 ish.
Okay.
Still a reduction for sure.
Is that the reduction of 3 firefighters?
Well, is that kind of what your question was, Candace? 3 firefighters?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. I was just
Yep.
trying to understand. It's hard to hear.
So I guess the question would be, Kevin, so right now, there's 6 firefighters in my proposed budget.
Yep.
If we went down to 3 firefighters, what, are you able to figure what the total savings would be, including the health insurance, the other benefits?
Well, I mean, when you say the savings from dropping from 6 to 3 additional,
Yeah.
is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah, well, how would that
Yeah, yeah.
impact our bottom line? I guess that
Yeah,
number.
and I kind of want to keep a running tally, if you don't mind doing that, where we're at, because we have to be at a certain spot, I feel like.
Oh yeah, so I mean, if you cut 3 firefighters, if you cut the 3 January 1 firefighters, right? So we're on the same page because there's 2 separate calculations. The January ones and the July ones have separate calcs.
Yeah,
Okay, so if we cut the January firefighters, essentially we are cutting 58,656 from health insurance. Then $6,000, another 12 to 18,000 in retirement. I have
what
to
was that, how much in retirement?
between 12 and 18,000. Just off the top of my head, I have to pull up that work paper right now. But
15.
All right.
the big savings is the health insurance. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
That's the biggest factor. The health insurance, and then the other one is when we make cuts to salaries, that directly impacts the FICA line. So that's another line we can shave down by 7% or whatever it is, depending on.
And what would the salaries be? So if we add it all up, so we can just kind of, so the salaries, the insurance, the FICA.
Okay, so you're gonna do 15 firefighters. You're doing the 3 firefighters July 1st.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really have a soup to nuts answer. I can give you an answer on the overall budget as we make the cuts. Hold on a second. So we're cutting.
I like to think we're adding 3.
$58,656 in health insurance.
I know, yeah, I'm just teasing, I like that. See what happens.
No, we should-
My own times.
I'm losing my brain here.
It's a more positive.
Yeah. The glass is
Yeah.
half full.
Yeah.
All right, guys, just bear with me a second here. Okay. Oh, it's pretty close. 11.5 for the retirement. Sorry, guys, just bear with me 1 second. Almost done.
No,
We're all-
take
we're
your
all-
time.
Yeah, this is an important number.
Okay, almost 9,000 in savings from FICA. And then salaries.
It might not be enough.
So about $200,000 in savings by cutting. So that's approximately 115,000 from the salaries. That is 58,656 for health insurance. That is 11,005 from retirement, and that is just under 9,000 from FICA. About 194,000.
Okay.
Other things we're not including though, turnout gear, right, which is kind of absorbed in just that capital
Yeah.
projects request, and then uniforms and gym allowance. So not a tremendous item, and we were just making the.
Wouldn't that be like 10 or 15,000 each?
Well, the
Altogether, maybe.
yeah, but we have an account. So the way we do capital projects, the
Yep.
fire department has consolidated SCBA gear, hoses, appliances, and other equipment such as turnout gear and other PPE in one account. So the idea was if they get more firemen, he has to absorb that into that capital projects line.
But it doesn't show up here, though, but it is a savings in the capital side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So,
that's true.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay.
Okay, so we could realize, if we were to go from the 6, which is in my budget right now, down to 3, we would realize about a $200,000 savings on the bottom line here? That's all
Correct.
right?
Yep. And so just let the board know, the reason why that doesn't seem like a lot of money is because when, we put Dan's budget together, he cut half of this. So, 3 full-time firefighters are nearly $400,000 all in. It's just that we've already cut half the year, right? So in this proposed budget, what's in front of you is only a 4.5 full-time equivalent firefighters, right?
That's
So
the
when you
reason.
guys, when we cut out, it proposed, if you guys cut the 3 firefighters January 1st, essentially you're only cutting 1.5 firefighters from that budget. Does that make sense? That's why it kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little
already
less
cut
than you
half.
thought it might have been, but,
Yes, it is.
yeah, that's
but
because it's already
nonetheless.
cut back. So we staggered it, the 3 and 3.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
understood.
Yeah.
if you ended up cutting the January one, this number would literally double and you'd be cutting 400,000 from the budget, right? But the one thing you need to take into account is the increased overtime we would have to go back and look at,
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
right?
Right.
So,
And it doesn't take we have a lot of pressure on the service right now because they're down 4 people. It delays helping to solve that problem.
But this would go a long way, or a
Yeah.
step towards easing the burden on them.
Absolutely.
I understand that there are certain attributes of being a East Lyme firefighter that are difficult compared to other towns, like a lack of a pension. So that doesn't necessarily help that, but perhaps it makes it just slightly less difficult to be an East Lyme firefighter.
Good point.
So where do we, do we want to make a decision tonight, or we want to wait? I know Candace was interested in maybe waiting a little to another night, but I don't know. What's the feeling?
I'm ready
I know
to
that
vote.
what's pressing on me is, I guess, the expectation of where our budget is supposed to be, or what is expected of us, sending it forward, and where those savings are going to come from. So I'm
This is a good,
processing at the moment.
yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good
Processing, And I
chunk.
think Ann might be too.
Yeah,
Well, I
don't
think
know.
that we
Me
go
too.
through it, we do what we can, and then we're gonna have to go back
Go
through
back
it.
and
again.
Reevaluate.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right,
and
and
kinda,
I'm okay with that.
yeah, that's
yeah.
that's
I mean,
what
that's
I
usually
think.
I'm okay
how
with
we've
that.
done it.
Yeah.
We go through it, we
Yeah.
cull through it, and then
See where we are, and then
see if
go-
there's
that's
some
what
other
we-
areas we can find to help us.
That's what we did with the capital improvement projects. We were
Yeah.
only down 2 million the first day, and then we ended up getting down
Okay.
another 2 million.
All right.
And it was pretty brutal.
Oh, so should we entertain a motion then, for anyone interested in entertaining a motion for 3?
Well, do you vote on it, or do you hold off to get through it and then go back? How does that?
We
Work.
usually
Vote
make
on
a
it as we go along.
vote on
Vote
it,
on
and
it,
then we
okay.
can, but
Go
we
back.
wouldn't close the whole thing, so you can always go back.
Yeah, we
That's
can
right.
always go
You know what I
back.
mean? You know how we went back with the front
Yeah,
camera?
so
No, I'm
So we can
yeah.
go back. Yeah.
Same process.
Yeah.
Same
So
thing, so.
try to do what we
all
can
of a
do.
sudden you have a, inspiration or something,
And-
you know.
And then we see where
we can
Kevin
change
is
it.
on the bottom line number,
Yeah,
as we're moving
yeah.
through it. If we don't do that, then it's
So
kinda
it's
hard
not
to-
set in stone, in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
All right,
Yes,
so
that's
I,
what
I
I'm
don't,
asking.
I don't know what the motion actually, I'm not quite sure where.
So, Ann, are you looking to remove the 3 firefighters from January 1st and leave the 3 firefighters from July 1? Is that what you're saying? Is that what I'm getting from the board?
That's my sense of it.
Yes.
So
Okay, so if
Can I
that's the
just-
cut you're looking
hold
to
on.
make,
Is this the one?
Can
Okay,
I ask a
think got
question
it.
Yeah.
before we actually do
Yeah.
it? If we changed that and took the 3 from the different date, is it going to realize more savings or no?
It'd be less.
Well,
It wouldn't bring the immediate relief.
it wouldn't-
Because it's gonna
and
be
the
overtime.
overtime.
That's
It
gonna
wouldn't
be
save
the
us the
That's the
overtime.
problem.
All right,
That's
so that's- I just
exactly it.
wanted
Yeah,
to-
it's the.
Yeah. There's a
I wanted to
trade-off.
There's a-
verbalize that
there's-
out.
There's the,
I
it's
got
the
it.
cost-benefit analysis,
Yep.
basically.
Yeah.
You know, if we increase it, then the overtime and.
Goes up.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
And that's the dilemma. And,
Yeah.
you try to find, as you described it to me, and I've said, you're trying to find that sweet spot where you really are achieving the most savings you can, given, these variables,
All right, thank you for that.
of course.
So I think, I'm not sure if this is right, but I think we want to take the 1,522,893, reduce it by, is it 129,650, down to 1 million?
I got 114,754.
For what number? We changed it again.
If you're going to remove the 3 firefighters,
The January
The-
ones.
yep, if you're going to remove the 3 January firefighters,
Yep.
you need to remove 114,754.
Wait, 114,754, okay.
And I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
129, you're right, 129,650,
And
sorry.
then, and then it leaves us with 1,393,243.
1,393,244. It's
244,
86
okay.
cents.
All right.
So 1,393,244, and that's on line 51620.
Yes,
Union.
under public safety,
Yeah.
East Lyme
Yes.
Fire Service, section 1054205.
Yep.
Okay.
Sandy, do
Put
you
it
want
all
me to
together in a motion.
repeat it, or you're good? I'm good. Okay, sorry, I know we're kind of, all right, so I guess that's the motion.
Well, I'll
Okay.
second that motion.
We have a second.
All right,
All right, do we have any further discussion? I think we've discussed it quite a bit, but if there are any other comments? No, we good? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? All right, motion carries. So with that, Kevin, that does impact some of the other line items, correct?
Correct.
Do we have to,
and-
do we have to move, do we have to file a motion on those
Yeah.
Yeah.
items? We each,
Yeah.
we do,
You
okay.
do, but I would, if
We-
instead of making multiple motions, if you just want to wait at the end, I'm just keeping a tally here.
Yeah.
Or you can cut them now, but we're just going to end up going back if you make any other staffing changes. I do have
Okay.
a few suggestions for people,
Okay.
just based on some developments, but.
So we'll wait to the end to adjust the medical insurance line, because there might be other adjustments depending on what we do.
Okay.
Okay, and we don't need to adjust for, you said like uniforms and that kind of thing, correct?
I'll talk with Bill Bundy now that now that you guys cut it back to 15, and I'll talk with him and make sure we look at the budget with 15 firefighters in it and make sure it's it's good and see what other potential cuts there are.
And would that affect our overtime line as well? That would, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can predict and suggest, numbers for those lines,
Yep.
when we're ready.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I guess my other question would be for the training fire prevention, that's at 60,000. Would that be something that we could reduce if we're only adding 3 firemen? Or is that not, I just don't know if
Yeah,
that's
I'm not-
something that's,
Well, I think it's a fair question, and we can maybe get clarification on it, because you would be essentially
I don't want to cut it
Training
if we're not.
3 less. I
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe Chief Bundy can
Yeah,
advise
that's-
us on
That's a Chief
that.
Bundy thing.
Yeah,
That's a
that's-
Yeah,
Kevin
I'm gonna
Chief
put a
Bundy
question mark
conversation.
next to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
All
Yeah.
right, so that's what, training, question mark.
Yep.
So I have 4 lines to ask him questions about. Does anyone have any others?
Well, I mean, there's
we're not
obvious
through it yet.
ones that don't correlate, like the fire hydrant maintenance. I mean, it doesn't matter how many people you have, it's all about the fire
Right.
hydrants. But some things with the uniforms and volunteer expenses, I mean, there seems like there's stuff where people are connected to them. That
Well, what
could
is
be-
the
Well, why
volunteer expenses, since we don't really have volunteers? I'm just asking the question.
Where are they? Volunteer
So volunteer
expenses?
expenses, that's under
I would think there'd be
53,521.
They don't have any.
But if you're anticipating getting some
Right.
within between now and June 30, 2027.
So that's the line that
Oh.
they would utilize.
So we added-
I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
the department had requested 6. I brought it back up to 12,000 because I really,
To help with recruitment. or to
yeah,
try to
I'm really
do it.
committed to try to see
Sure.
if we can develop a volunteer, service somehow, and we're gonna need some money to do that. So I
Yeah.
think hopefully that will stay in the budget. I think it's the right idea.
But you doubled it.
Right, so we could keep it at 6. I mean, I'd like
I
to
mean,
go to
I'd
6.
rather go with 6, only
Yeah.
because, I mean, that's what he requested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And if there was ever a moment where suddenly we are seeing an influx, which I would absolutely applaud and support, then he could come back and he
let's
could
go back
ask
to-
for a
we'll go
little
back to
more, and
6.
I'd be willing to listen, right? So
Yeah.
can we do that?
I agree. All right, so I'll move on, oh my gosh, let's see. Section 53521, fire hydrant maintenance.
No.
no,
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 no, oh,
volunteer.
sorry, volunteer, oh, God.
That's
All right,
okay.
volunteer expenses to
Decrease.
reduce it by $6,000 from $12,000 to $6,000.
I'll Second.
All right, we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Medical supplies. So, actually, looking at fire hydrant maintenance, why does that go up?
10%.
So, and that's we get billed from the water department for them to maintain the water system and put hydrants in the system.
So we pay that to the water department.
And what do they
Correct.
do?
So that's to maintain the actual hydrants in the water system. They do annual flushing. They maintain the hydrants.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so that line is under actually, Dan also has his hat on as Commissioner of Water and Sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would love to see that number double or triple in the next couple of years.
So
And
should I
that's,
recuse myself?
No, I mean, if
Something to
that's,
think about.
so that's the number
Yeah.
that it is then, I mean, it's not like.
It's going, we've agreed to go up 10% a
Yeah.
year. That's why you see a 10% increase. That number will continue to go
Oh,
up
all right,
10%.
I do see this, 10% hydrant increase per verbal agreement with water and sewer
And
department.
it takes labor to maintain the hydrants and the water that goes into, that's used. And
But, and Ben North explained to us, the actual whole system, the water pipes are actually bigger to accommodate
Right.
the stream, the needs for when a fire's, there's a fire happening, to get more water volume to the scenes.
Okay,
So you have to have a large diameter pipe feeding the fire hydrant, whereas, to your house, you might have something the size of, this. So,
well, don't they just put a hose on the fire hydrant?
well, yeah, they do, but it's the diameter, so you can get the volume of water.
Oh, so you're saying the whole.
The pipe underground and everything that feeds
Okay.
it, yeah, and
All
there's
right,
maintenance
now I
and
get it. All
cost associated with that, yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
And I think we've
So
done
what
it.
happened with telephone and software?
Yeah, that's another one that was not absorbed.
I mean, that's
So, we-
178.57% increase.
A
That's
large portion of that is the software fees for their time and attendance that was moved out of capital. So in the prior year, that was paid, the initial, installment, to set that up was paid for capital, paid from capital projects.
software for.
The phone system.
No, but you said for-
I think it's a lad tech, it's their scheduling, it's their reporting software, so that way they, it's like their, their command,
Okay.
management system.
Is it the
So-
timesheets and that type of stuff?
Not timesheet, but scheduling and then reporting and all the stuff that goes with, the fire stuff. It's outside of my purview a little bit.
Okay.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, I know, that's why.
Is there any way to partner that software or that system along with something that we already have established in town, or no?
Stand by, I'm just gonna pull up the budget so I can, just read what it says.
No, yeah.
All right, telephone, it covers monthly telephone and fax machine numbers,
contract.
service contracts and fax machine numbers for 3 buildings.
Cell phone.
Covers the fire chief and deputy chief town cell phone bill. Increased 2,200 for items covered by the FMO
The
budget.
fire marshal's office, okay,
last
so it got
fiscal year.
shifted from the fire marshal's office budget from last year. So that's why you're seeing some of it,
Okay.
yeah.
It covers full-time fire.
Kevin, on the uniforms, the 36,000, was that the anticipating adding 6 more firefighters? Is that another place we can get some savings if by reducing it to 3?
I think so, let me just pull up the union contract,
Yeah,
to see what it is.
And then what is FMO uniforms? Fire marshal?
Fire marshal
office. Yeah,
Office. Oh,
FMO,
okay.
yeah,
All
fire
right.
marshal office, yeah,
Got it. All right.
yeah.
So uniforms for a firefighter, 750 plus 150 for shoes, so they're 900 a piece. I don't know what else is in that line. I just wanna look here.
Let me see. Some of the uniforms. Says it covers full-time firefighters, covers part-time firefighters. Well, we've got one part-time firefighter.
This is for uniforms, 56,101. It's per the collective bargaining agreement, so that's the, we probably have to look to the contract to see what it's requiring.
From 11.
So the contract, I'm reading the contract right now, it's 750 plus 150, so it's 900,
Yeah.
a firefighter. So then you add the chief, the deputy fire marshal, and then you add, a couple part-time fire marshals, so you're at 15, so about 20 people, $900 a piece. Is that 18,000?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then it's showing up at 36,000 for the following year, that's double.
Yeah, so I would,
I know there
We can
was,
take some out
yeah,
for
I
at
know,
least the three, right?
yeah.
Yes?
I mean, if we account for 20 at 900, you get 18,000. That's what the amended budget was. Then they're requesting 36,000, so that's double.
Right.
So
So
I don't,
we could
I
take
mean,
that out.
I think so.
Wasn't,
Let me just see,
Make
that's
sure.
all it says. I mean, there's nothing else.
Kevin, there was
It
something
says-
about, what?
Dan, I think you're gonna talk about contract negotiation stuff, so just,
No, all right.
No, we're not.
No, I'm just trying to, all right.
All right,
Dan, were you
so,
gonna talk about?
Yeah, you're right. All right, forget
all
it.
right, so do we need to just leave this? I mean, if you tell us we just have to leave it, we'll leave it. I don't want to cut it if you're in the
I
midst
don't
of.
think you need to leave it. I think I could definitely ask Chief Bundy, and
Just
we
add
can
a
revisit
few
revisit
question
that.
mark on
questions
that.
there,
Okay.
and then we'll
Yeah.
possibly go back for a
Yeah.
possible,
Yep. We can adjust it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I have 4 questions right now for fire department: part-timers, overtime, uniforms, and then that training line. Is there any other lines we want to poke at? And then how about tech software? I'll get you an answer for the tech software line as well.
Okay.
The
So
text.
part-time,
Where was that?
uniforms.
That was in telephone.
What were the 4, Kevin? You just said part-time?
Part-timers, overtime, the telephone line, the uniform line,
Yeah,
and then the training line.
Right,
Okay,
because those
yep.
are all associated.
all right.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like, I think when you're adding new firefighters, that's probably why there's an increase in that training line, but I'll get confirmation
Yeah.
from Chief Bundy.
we'll find out. Maybe there's some,
Well, I'm
additional
thinking if
thing.
they wanted to add, they thought they were adding 6. So
Right.
if we add 3, then I think there should be some cost savings there.
Yeah.
And if they want to
yeah.
put money aside for uniforms, they have 1 part-time, so. So-
All right, so we can have that discussion with Chief Bundy offline, and then we can come back with some suggestions.
So it's part-time, overtime, uniforms, training?
Yes.
Is that it? Okay.
And that's not turnout gear, that's uniforms, that's, yeah.
Or was that something else we have to
Um,
turn out gear down? Just-
I think that's, I'm not sure where that shows up.
All right. That might have
What was the
been-
question again?
Turnout gear, is that in the capital?
It is.
I thought it was in the-
Capital, it's that $100,000
Yeah.
catch-all
Yeah.
that
That's
incorporates fire hoses, appliances,
Right,
SCBA tanks, and,
they gotta have two sets of gear.
Yeah, for each one.
One gets contaminated, they have to build it. Yeah. All right. Are we,
Let's see if there's anything else. What's this? Oh, that's that.
so we have some questions to answer? and,
What's OSHA?
you guys aren't waiting on me, right?
Nope.
No, we're just
Just making sure.
looking.
I have a few suggestions we can kind of, if you guys want to poke around a little bit or keep going in order,
Well, here's the thing, I've got Alex and Jerry sitting here. I wonder if we could just take Parks and Rec out of order. And Alex, you're here for for Public Works. We're almost to Public Works. Well,
All right, so we jump?
Are we jumping?
Yeah,
well,
let's
are
jump.
we,
Yes, yes,
we'll
you're
leave
gonna
fire
wait on
service?
here
Yeah.
till 10.
Okay, well, and,
All right. So I'm on Public Works then?
All right, let's see.
We got ACO, emergency management,
yeah,
public works.
so.
Yeah. We
if
have to
go-
circle back anyway, because we have
Couple-
quite a few that we
Yeah,
have to
all
go
right,
back.
so let's do Public Works.
Yep.
And while Alex is here, and
Hi,
then,
Alex.
and then we go to Parks and Rec, so Jerry can.
All righty. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening,
For
Alex.
the record, Alex Close, Deputy Public Works Director, and let me just bring this up. So, the charge last time from the board was to look at basically where we could cut. You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is where we could cut any further from the budget. We were sitting around, 5%
Yep.
before of an increase. So, and we kind of talked about there's 3 tiers. one tier is like out of our control and it's going up like crazy. So, you know, these are things like fuel, fleet maintenance, street lights. I mean, unless we're gonna lose vehicles in the fleet, stop maintaining them, stop running them, and let the street lights go out. These are things that, you know, they're just going up. They're huge increases that you see percentage-wise. You know, I mean, you look at street lights alone at 26.58. These are things that really we don't control. Fuel and fleet maintenance affect everyone else's, you know, not their budget, but affects their operations, right?
Alex, can I ask a question?
Yes.
I know you're working on something here, but hypothetically, is fuel something that we could regionalize? Like, there are different vendors, and if 4 towns got on the same page about buying from one vendor, we could realize some.
So we lock in our own fuel prices. I mean, we have a pretty big
We have a good
fuel
rate.
service just for us. We've got 2 fueling depots, right? Because we do the buses. We have the buses over at 12 Roxbury Diesel, and then we've got the FSB.
And we already
I mean,
partner with the Board of Ed on that, don't we?
Yeah, so I mean,
think.
I don't want to
That's the
say
purchasing.
nothing's possible, but we get pretty competitive pricing at our scale. I mean, we actually have the convolts that we, you know, run ourselves. We have multiple pumps.
Okay.
So I don't think that that's gonna get us there. I think the best thing to do, which we've been doing, is just keep monitoring it regularly and knowing when we go out to bid to
Time
lock
lock.
in as low a price as we can, basically. A lot of that is about timing. I mean, Joe's like up at 2 in the morning looking at the fuel prices and waiting to buy kind of thing. So I think that's where we're at, but does that kind of answer your question
Yes.
there? So
Sorry
those
to
are like the
interrupt.
things that, again, we can't really control. There is the increases that are from construction costs, inflation. This is, a lot of our costs are just to keep the same level of service. So if we cut anything from these costs, these are, you know, like road reconstruction, you know, for example, we just went back out to bid for all our on-call contracts. They're all higher. We still got competitive pricing. We still went out to bid. They're still reasonable. But they're all higher than last year and the year before, right? That's just, it's just that, as we know, that's how things are going. So if we don't have these slight increases, you know, in that 4 to 5%, what have you, I mean, we're not going to keep up with the cost of things. And so the level of service and what we can do is going to go down. The last area that we looked at was what kind of initiatives were we trying to take in this budget to make things like a little bit better, if you will? And so that's what we looked at, where we could realize some savings. Basically, it's just, we're not gonna do anything better, but we could at least maintain what we're currently doing. So, if I may, the 3 kind of lines that we identified for cuts that we would recommend, as was our charge, was, you know, as a department, what would we recommend that would not bring down our level of service? One thing was, as we know, looking to backfill a position for an engineer. When Bill Shear retired, it was a very experienced licensed professional engineer. I'm also an experienced licensed professional engineer. It does not necessarily mean that we have to hire another PE as a town engineer. I could continue to serve as the acting town engineer, and we could hire someone that is more junior, that's maybe out of college. So that's where we've been pushing our initiative. So we don't need to carry the salary to hire, you know, a full-fledged engineer, because that was kind of when we first went out to call out for people, was to replace my position directly from, like, you know, other organizations in the private sector. We didn't really get a lot of bites that met those qualifications. So we're proposing to cut 26,000 out of that line. And I believe you're going off the Munis line numbers, so that'd be 51618. That's your first line on there, right?
Yep.
So that would bring that down, you know, less $26,000 from that line. That would allow us to hire someone more junior. That's just straight coming out of their, you know, that salary of what we expect to hire someone. You know, we expect to hire a licensed professional at around $100,000. So this would bring us down to, what's that, $74,000, which I think would be a healthy range to get someone who is either right out of school or maybe preferably has a couple years of experience, but they're not licensed. So we'd bring them on. I would continue to have a brunt of those responsibilities and transition over the next couple of years transition those responsibilities as they kind of get the skills that are needed.
That's great, thank you.
That was one line.
That
So
was very
that would take
good.
13.44% down to about
Yeah.
9% or 10%.
Yeah, the overall cuts that I'm proposing gets us down to like 4.1 instead of 5
That's
percent increase.
Okay.
The other thing is, we discussed this before, the traffic calming measures, we've had that $5,000 in there. We generally use that not to maintain the existing line striping, we use that to try new things when we get complaints. We've used that for the no parking striping on Main Street, that I think has worked out really well for pedestrian safety. We've used that for all of the edge lines in the downtown area, Pine Grove, Grant Street, that have kind of tightened up those lanes. We were looking to do more of our big throughways like Roxbury and things like that, maybe look if those are good areas for edge lines, because we're not budgeting that paint in Methodist Street. We did the double yellow extension to try to keep people from cutting through the parking lot the one way. That all came out of these traffic calming initiatives that we saw a problem, and we had that fund to implement a solution. So we could take the 5,000 out of that. It's not gonna bring, we're still gonna paint what we're painting, but we're not gonna be able to go and try any new things out and try new kind of traffic calming initiatives. So again, these are all about cutting things that aren't gonna reduce what we're currently doing for the community. So that would be that line 54317. Yep.
4317, yeah.
And then we've kind of gone back and forth this about the tree trimming. So looking at 55990, we talked about getting the bucket truck and reducing that, but for various reasons we said we're not going to go that way. So we had proposed a $10,000 increase in tree trimming just because the costs are going up. At the end of the day, we could keep the budget where it's at least for another year, maybe revisit some options. I think that the 50,000 will be enough to maintain a safe and effective roadway. But there are things that if we get complaints about a trailer or boat on something like a boat on a trailer or something. There's some of these like larger vehicles. If we get some of those kind of calls, we're not going to be able to as readily respond to trimming that. We're really only going to be able to do the major safety issues. This tree's dead, it's about to come down in the road, or the canopy is completely encroaching, below that canopy line. So again, we'll be able to do the tree trimming the best we can, but we could take that 10,000 out.
And then maybe just revisit it next year. We just have to
Right.
make sure that we're doing it, because it actually does make a huge difference. I
does.
do want to be very
And the
clear
costs
it
are,
does.
the costs
Yeah.
of everything are going up. So
Yeah.
but I just say that because you're not completely. We would be looking at completely eliminating traffic calming. I wouldn't necessarily remove the line. I hope we could then go back and fund that in the future. But those three alone would bring us down $41,000, and that gets us to 4.09% rather than closer to 5. And again, those are areas that we said if we took those out, we're not, we could continue to do everything we did last year. We could do the following year. Any cuts beyond that, we're going to start to reduce in service.
Got it.
Typically in the past, when, say for example, fleet maintenance is a great example. Year over year, we are always below budget on fleet maintenance. We saw the graph there, right? It always costs more than we're projecting. In the past, sometimes, depending on what the issue is, of course, there's been ways that we could figure out how to balance the budget. Of course, making sure that it's applicable to that line item, talking to the first selectman, talking to the finance director. With the budget the way it is now, it's really tight that if we feel as a department that if we don't implement the rest of these requests, something is going to give, and something, some service we're providing will have to be reduced, which we don't want to do. Yeah. But I just want to be realistic, because of course we would never present a budget in the first place that we don't think is realistic to begin with. But on top of that, through this is the third round of cut, we've really just tried to peel it back to what do we need to do to just continue to provide at the level that the residents are currently receiving. And I think that's where we would be if we cut that 41,000.
Okay. I sincerely thank you for doing that. I know that it's very difficult to do that, but I do appreciate that.
Just a quick
Yes.
question. With the tree trimming, do you guys do it yourself or do you hire?
We hire currently.
Okay.
Yep, because we don't have the.
We have to be
bucket truck.
licensed.
And-
Yeah,
yep.
exactly.
Yeah, we have people that are experienced, and but
Yeah.
we don't have the truck. We talked about different reasons,
Yeah.
pros and cons.
Yeah,
and
no,
it
I
just not-
agree.
it
I was
just shook out
opposed
that this
to-
is the year to do it. So
Yeah.
Got it.
I was
So-
concerned that, having our town workers that don't do it every day, one mistake up there, you're near the wires, and we had a horrible experience in East Lyme not too many years ago. And
Sure.
so I would rather spend the money on a contractor that does it every day than buying a truck and putting some of our guys at risk. So
Yeah.
the other thing I wanted to ask, we actually had quite a bit of success during this storm with power staying on
We did.
in most places. Does that tree trimming program, did that help in keeping the wires from being taken down, do you
no,
think?
Eversource maintains their own.
They do that.
infrastructure. Yeah, this
So
is-
that
this
doesn't
is-
impact, this is the canopy for,
These are
you're
trees.
driving a
within-
boat underneath
correct.
it.
These
yeah.
are trees within our right of way that
Gotcha,
encroach,
okay.
into.
I just wanted to be
the
clear on that,
driving
I thought,
canopy.
yeah,
Yep.
thank you for that.
Yep,
Can I just ask another question about a different line?
yes,
Um,
absolutely.
So 58900 says safety equipment training, certs and
Yep.
organizations.
Yep,
So it looks like your actual expense last year was like 13,000 and change.
yep,
And now you're asking for 20,500.
yep.
So I'm just, if you
Yep.
could explain the
So
differential.
we're actually removing dues and professional organization. We're taking that money out and putting that
Oh.
into,
I see.
into safety equipment. One of the reasons being, again, we had Bill Shear, who retired, ASE member, we paid for his PE, we paid for his license, his survey license.
Okay.
These are very expensive licenses.
Mhm.
The state likes to, collects their funds for those.
Yeah.
So we said, well, let's take these dues and professional organizations, and we have this other line for certifications, difference like.
Yeah.
So we said, why don't we just have safety, equipment, training, certifications, anything that we have to do to train ourselves, to certify ourselves, or to license ourselves to be able to do the job, right? Whether it's OSHA, flagging, PE, right, across the department. Let's just put that in one line. So the
Gotcha.
purpose of this line is to make sure that we are trained and we're keeping up with our legal obligations and also our stewardship, right? And just put it in one line. So it's actually not just a strict increase, we're actually taking out a line and basically putting those funds into the other one.
Yep. See that.
And then, storm materials, equipment and supplies? Can you?
Yep.
What, I'm
Which line is that again?
I'm just trying to
56,
understand what.
56, 150, yep,
Yeah.
was
Ye-
25. We are requesting 25, and it was 25. Are you just
Right.
asking what that's used for?
Well, no,
Or-
I'm reading something was 141,724. And I'm just trying to understand.
Um,
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm,
I don't know
so I
what
don't see what you're looking.
happened.
Can Kevin bring
It's
up what
actually
you're looking at?
on
or-
page 8 of 10. It's not on the oh, you are on the detail sheet. I'm looking at this one where it's 25,000, this line item.
Yeah, can we?
Funds the purchase.
just so I can see what you're.
No, it just said the actual expense from 2025 was 141,000, and so I'm just trying to.
Yep, so,
Figure out-
so we buy, like, for example, we buy our salt out of that, so we've already stripped this back pretty significantly. There has been an increase in the town aid road, which is not, we budget, but it's money from the state. So the town aid road line, that's gone up, right, to currently 422, 239, that's money from the state. So, in order to, again, peel back and not reduce the level of service, we've already internally made a lot of cuts from storm materials and supplies.
Okay.
Because town aid road is an eligible use to get the same stuff. We can buy the salt that we need out of town aid road funding that has increased from the state. Now, of course, it's not a guarantee,
Oh, okay.
but
We made that move.
historically,
Okay,
it has only, thankfully, increased.
okay. Yeah,
right?
no, I just was trying to
So that was
understand the
something we've already
numbers.
said, well,
Okay, yeah,
maybe that's somewhere we could take our storm materials from and our equipment if it's an eligible expense under
Yeah.
money we're already getting.
Yeah.
So we've already kind of
yeah, no,
tried
no,
to do what we can do.
that's
you
good.
know?
No, that's
So they
good.
shifted, they were able to shift 100
Yeah,
over,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
yeah,
And,
no, but I was just looking
Right.
at the
it was
big,
figured out that
Yeah.
that was an
Now,
eligible.
There's a caveat to that, which is town money versus state money. Obviously, we're very restricted in what we can use that town aid
Yeah.
funding for.
Right.
But it's a pretty good blanket. For the most part, if you need something to make the road function, town aid road can cover it.
okay.
So that was a clever.
Alex, can I just ask you a question on the streetlights? So is there any opportunity or option state level to participate in any type of transitional from your historical streetlights to a solar system type of thing, solar powered system type of thing to help?
There may be. I would have, I think that would require a decent amount of research because you got to think about where these are all placed. You know, not every one of them is going to have that right exposure.
Yeah.
What happens if the solar panels get damaged? What happens if they get covered with snow or something like that? So there's definitely a reliability factor that I would be concerned about.
Okay.
You know, and I don't know what the numbers would ultimately shake out to look like. I mean, we have converted them to, you know, LED, so we're
Yeah.
getting pretty
Yep.
efficient lighting.
Yeah,
Yep,
it was a
sure.
good move.
But at the end of the day, for me, we already, when a light goes out, we have to go out and figure out why. Is it the bulb? Is it the fixture? Is it the line?
And there's a cost to it, yeah.
Now you're kind of saying, well, now is it the solar panel? Is it the inverter in the solar panel?
I got
So we're acting, I don't want to dismiss it. I would say that is something that I think we could look at. I don't know if I could have an answer that's going to help during this budget period.
Got it. Okay.
But I think we could look at it. Streetlights, the costs are going up like
Yeah.
crazy with streetlights. So I think we've got to look at anything and
Whatever
everything we
option,
can. So
maybe.
there's probably vendors out there that are willing to help us take a
Got
look
it.
at that.
Okay, thank you. You do such a
Yeah.
great job. I appreciate you.
You never say that to me. That's okay.
Maybe by the end of the night, you'll get it.
Would you,
All right,
should
let's
we
see.
start doing some motions
Yeah,
to shave off this
All
stuff?
right. Ready?
Yeah,
All right, Public Works, section 51618, supervisors and engineering staff. It's $579,000. We're gonna cut it, reduce it by $26,000 to get down to $553,000. Correct me if my math is wrong.
That's what I got.
Am I right?
That's what I got.
You got that too? Okay.
That's what Kevin's on for. No,
All right.
I-
Well, I was
is he?
talking to
Where
Kevin. I
is
wasn't
he?
looking at you. I was talking to
I got it
Kevin.
on here, that's right, yeah.
All
all
right.
right,
Do I, oh, go ahead. You get a second?
I'll second
All right.
it. All right, oh, excuse me.
You were supposed to be doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, I'll second it.
You
That's
you
fine.
got a second, all
I'll
right.
second.
You got a second, all right. Any discussion?
So,
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. Great.
All
Next
right.
one.
Section 54317, traffic calming measures. I'd like to make a motion to reduce the $5,000 by $5,000 for this year and to keep it, I guess, still in the budget for
keep
future
the
years.
line item.
I
Keep
don't
the
know
line
how that
item.
works, maybe that's a Kevin question.
Okay, but I
Keep the
think
line,
that's,
just
keep
reduce
the,
the amount.
yeah,
Can we carry a line with zero? I would imagine yes.
Yeah.
right, Kevin?
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
So we'll keep the line item.
Okay. Do I have
I
a,
second.
we got a second? Any further discussion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Okay, section 55990, treatment, maintenance, and removals. I'd like to make a motion to reduce that line from $60,000 to $50,000, which is a reduction of $10,000.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Was there another one?
I think that was it,
I
right?
think that was it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I had.
All right, well, good
Okay.
start.
Thank
Uh,
you so much, Alex.
Yep.
Any
absolutely,
other questions for
thank
Alex? Alex, thank you very much.
you. Yep.
Thanks for all you do in
Did you
town.
wanna look at building maintenance? I mean, there's really not a lot there. I can just volunteer, they go hand in hand, like Public Works, and it's technically its own.
Is maintenance
budget,
of
though.
town buildings?
Minutes.
Yeah, maintenance of town buildings.
Got it.
I can answer them now if you have the questions on them. I think, Joe's presentation kind of covered the reasons we're changing what we're changing. And there's absolutely there's no special initiatives or nothing, there's nothing new we're trying to do, with this line. It's absolutely just keeping up to, kind of remain with the status quo here. The cost of some of these things are just going up significantly for service contracts and,
Yep.
heating oil, things like that.
Now, I have, for electricity,
Yep.
I don't know who said this, but it says could cut. Is that something that can be cut? You know, let me just see. I don't think I would have written it if somebody
I
had
think-
said it.
I think that has to do with the rates that we actually have. I don't know if that rates carry us through the whole budget season. Kevin, do you remember having that discussion that we are locked into a certain rate with Eversource? Now, that is just the supply rate. So that doesn't mean
Yeah.
public service charging, that doesn't mean delivery, that doesn't mean any of the other rates that can change. We have a decent supply rate. So this is one of those situations where we could cut it, but if we do, we're not gonna shut all the lights and everything down, an hour out of the day. It's like the money still will have to come from somewhere, so,
Yeah, so,
you're kind of robbing, Peter to pay Paul in that
Yep.
case.
yeah, no, I understand. I just
But we
had
did get a
that
decent
down.
supply rate locked in.
Are you
Okay.
under utilities,
Yes,
street light 56220?
yes.
Okay, so I had marked that because there's a significant increase from 79,000 to 100,000. It's 26%.
I don't know.
No, that's fuel total.
Fuel.
Okay,
Says fuel.
You're looking at 56,240 heating oil and propane. We're
Oh, from 109 to 118?
You're looking at the different.
I'm not sure what
yeah,
she's
I'm
looking at.
looking at something different.
Oh, forgive me.
That's a town
Yeah.
buildings. She's looking at something
I
else.
was looking at,
Oh, sorry,
okay.
yeah, I was talking about Maidstone Town Building. Sorry for skipping around, but they're just,
It's
we cover both of them.
Yep.
We
I,
cover
I have a
both.
question, and this is another, it probably kind of put it in the Candace category. When I was knocking doors, no, let
What
me
is
finish.
the
Let me finish.
Candace category?
I want to know about
You
that.
have your own category. I was knocking doors for
Oh, I
reelection.
want an answer.
All right.
I was knocking doors for reelection, and I stumbled upon a constituent who had done a fair amount of research into how municipalities can go solar and reduce their
Sure.
costs. And
Sure.
he shared with me his research, and it looked really great. I understand that, like you were saying to Candace earlier, invites a whole other host of kind of considerations. But is there anything in the long-term kind of plan of Public Works or building maintenance to start electrifying via solar?
There's always a plan for that. Just in the past year alone, we've looked at and worked with consultants to get the community center roof, especially since it's redone on solar.
Yeah.
Kevin was part of that conversation. We went through the whole gambit, and the return on investment and the risk is not there. We
Okay.
just can't generate enough for that facility. We did look at some areas in town of town-owned property, for example, the large space up from where the buses park at the, by the back of the industrial park road. We looked at possibly doing an array there with another consultant, and they ran the numbers, and we just can't get a large enough system to get buyers that are interested in that. So that's, I don't think, ever going to go away, because solar panels will become more efficient and there may be more options for us. But it is something that we're looking at. Those are just a couple of examples that I know we've looked into in the past year or so. But so far, it just has not been prudent. It's just, you won't get the return that it takes to put in there. A lot of the, incentives for solar are going away. They have been for a while now. But that doesn't mean they won't come back in the future. That doesn't mean that new technologies won't come out. So I think it's just one of those things that we have to kind of keep up with it. If it makes sense, we're gonna obviously propose it, right?
Yeah.
Like all we wanna do is save the money too, so.
I think
Yeah.
you're
But
progressive.
we have looked into it, absolutely, yeah. Those are just a couple.
It was not cost effective really for
No,
that building.
it was looked at.
If we want to just touch on the electricity again,
Okay.
Joe and I talked in the past few weeks, that 370, looking back, we can cut that back to 350 and shave that 20,000.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Kevin.
Reason I had that.
An emotion?
Okay, all right, under utilities, line 56220, electricity, I'll make a motion to reduce the number from 370,000, reduce it by $20,000 to $350,000.
I'll second.
All right, we have a second. Any further discussion? Being done, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Good.
So just a question, oh, I keep touching that thing and it's making noises, I'm so sorry. The service contract line, we're at 71,000. Is there any way that we can maybe go out for a different contractor or to pool that in some way to get it down more?
There's actually a series of contracts.
Yeah, I see.
Many. We did just put out an RFP for
Okay.
pest control. Which is
Okay.
a pretty decent expense.
Yeah,
We're not, we're still under review, so I don't really want to reveal too much. We haven't contracted that.
okay.
But to say, nothing is getting cheaper.
No, it
So,
isn't, no.
But we did our due diligence because we've been with one vendor for a while and we wanted to do right by the taxpayers and make sure we're getting a competitive rate. So without getting into further details, as we're still working with those we got 3 proposals actually, which is good.
Yeah,
None of those proposals will realize a bunch of savings in pest control. The elevator PM contract is a recent addition with the PSB. And then, there will be some sort of service line associated with the lift. I don't know exactly what it won't be as much as the elevator, but it doesn't require the same level of inspection. But again, this is one of those things where we project this 6,900 increase is just to keep up with the status quo.
I got it. So now okay, so you've got inspection and service requirements for sprinklers at the community center. Is that something, and extinguishers, is that something that we can utilize our own fire marshal and services for?
I know for the fire extinguishers, we do.
Okay,
The sprinkler testing, I just don't want to misspeak. I think that is something that goes out for like a certified company, but I'm not 100% on that, so I'd have to get back to you.
okay. Why don't we just check? You know,
Yep.
you don't have to get back, but just check. If
Yep.
it's something that we can do in-house and we can save money there, it'd be good.
Yeah, it's a good question for them.
Any other questions for Alex? Are we good with this section of the budget? If there are none, Alex, I think, I want to thank you for
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
being here and waiting and,
Yes, and taking it upon yourself to go through. I mean, it's really hard. I think that some people don't really care. They just take a highlighter and they go through a budget and they're like, all right, eliminate, and they don't really kind of get into what the real impact is, right? So I look at it like, we have a tremendous amount of respect for our people and for what you do. You know your departments way better than I do or anybody else on this board. And it kind of comes down to respect too. So
Right.
I appreciate you so much.
Yep,
Thank
that's
you
where,
very
that's
much.
where we say our biggest thing is just, at this point, since we know the town is so constricted, again, we're really just trying to keep that status quo
yeah.
versus not doing something.
Got
Which
it.
is not a direction we want to go in.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, Alex.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate all
Have a
you
good
do.
night.
Enjoy working with you.
All right, we gotta go.
Jerry,
What's
you've
is
been
it under-
so
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah, thank you.
Park and Rec
We
where?
saved the best for last, right?
Where am I gonna find it?
Parks and Rec.
Culture,
Okay, thank you for that. The libr's closed. It is right there.
So, good evening, and for the record, Jerry Locken, Parks and Rec Director. So, I appreciate all the discussion that's been going on all evening. Just to kind of reiterate what we talked about a week ago or so when we met presenting the budget, the Parks and Rec budget this year, anything that's not personnel is actually less than it was before. So we've already had substantial cuts to that. On the personnel side of things, we have a built-in increase that we had discussed as well, where we have we were funded for half a position, and that half a position that we gave up a year ago we got half of it this year, and we're getting the next half in the coming year. So we have a built-in increase of a half of a full-time position in our parks operation that kind of puts us right at about a 5% increase overall for the budget. So, and I appreciate Alex's comments earlier about, level of service. We are operating below the level of service where we were last year. So, we're trying to, get back to where we were and to, enhance our operation to allow us to do all the work that we have to do. The parks operation, in particular, it grows. I mean, there isn't a day that goes by where somebody isn't asking us to do something else. We've maintained town parks, but we also maintain other town properties. And, recent years, things come online. The police, the public safety building. We help maintain that. We mow it. We pick up the leaves. We plow it. We do the same. We just added a couple of fire departments. Maintaining the Niantic Fire Station or plowing Flanders, things that were just added to our list of responsibilities. So it goes beyond just parks. We do work all over the town, and including historic properties or things like that as well. So this is a bare bones budget, as I mentioned a week ago. But anyway, if you have any questions, if you see any opportunities, I'm here to answer those questions and try to help come to a number that makes sense for the town.
Well, you have done miraculous things with the budget. You say we do what we can with what we have, but your department also has the possible benefit of raising fees.
Correct.
Have you looked on that side of the equation?
Absolutely. About 40% of our budget is general funded, and the other, part of the budget is special revenue fund. So the fees that we take in for parking at the beaches, or people that pay for programs, or people that sign up a booth space for Celebrate East Lyme Day, those are fees that we bring in, and the fees that we do, we take all of that money out of the general fund, so that's not taxpayer support, that's fee supported. So, just about half of our budget is fee supported, and the other half is tax supported. So the part that's not fee supported is like the parks operation I just mentioned. So when we go, mow the lawn, or we maintain an athletic field or things like that, those are things that are tax supported. If it has to do with the beach operations, putting lifeguards on the beach, if it has to do with paying instructors for programs or buying program supplies, those are fee supported, and that does not impact taxes. So, about almost half of what we do is fee supported. So, I mean, we're already substantially doing that, and I appreciate the question. Is there any opportunity to have those fees, charge higher fees, or generate more money to help offset things? Absolutely, we do that. We do that not only through fees, but we do it through partnerships with people. Dominion Energy, thankfully, is helping to support Celebrate East Lyme Day, for example, and we bring in over $10,000 doing that, from a sponsorship from an outside organization. So all kinds of different revenue sources we're trying to tap into to minimize our impact on taxes.
Yeah.
And
You do
that's
an
not
incredible
the
job.
business of this board necessarily. That's you guys
You do an
handle all that.
incredible job. I have a question. Kevin, are you on?
He's probably in the kitchen somewhere.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
Okay, I have a question for you. All right.
My
so
wife brought me dinner to me.
I see in Jerry's budget for 27, $500 catch basin and dry well cleaning. So to my recollection, I thought that we gifted money out of the NIPS funds for that. Is that something that we can do for this department too?
Is Alex still there?
Yes, he is.
I think he's the guy. I think he's the guy.
Yeah, I can ask him. All right, so Alex, I have a question for you. So Jerry has $500 allocated in for catch basin and dry well cleaning, where they take it out of their budget. Is that something that we can utilize NIP funds for?
Yes.
Good. Can we
but
do that?
We can, as long as we have the NIP funds. We have to obviously.
To my
go
knowledge,
through
we
the-
should have that.
Right. But Kevin, what are the requirements, Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, town meeting as well for those funds, or, what?
Yeah.
Is it, or, so it's not a guaranteed fund, right? Someone could show up to the meeting and be like, no, I
No.
do not wanna do that.
Okay.
But it is an eligible use of
Okay.
those funds, yes.
Okay, good.
Good thought.
Is there I can't remember what it is, whatever it is, losing my marbles here. Because it's only $500, does it still have to go through the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, and town meeting? What's the
Yep.
threshold?
Yeah,
I guess that's the
I
word
think
I
it
want.
That
One
way-
penny.
What'd you say?
1 penny
Listen,
threshold.
500 is 500 and 1 penny is 1 penny, so I would
Oh,
like to
okay,
do
so
that if we
any
can do
amount?
it.
So
has to go through
it comes back to if it has if whatever work you're doing has other costs associated with it. So if you're cleaning something, the idea is next time who's cleaning it, you have to still, if you're, annually maintaining something, it can't just be, oh, we're gonna maintain it this year, right? You gotta get it appropriated by the entire boards.
Okay,
Okay.
understood. Thank you.
But we do use the same vendor off the state low bid. It is the same contractor performing the work. We also partner with the schools. We always say, hey, we got our vendor in town. Do you want us to do the schools?
Okay.
And then the school pays for their catch basins too. So it's
Okay.
just as simple as, do you want to hit the catch basins in the, McCook's gets a lot of sand and stuff in there. So it's just budgeting to do that maintenance of the infrastructure that's part of the park property. It's not part of the right of way. So even though it's all town, that's
Okay.
kind of how it's broken out that way. But it's not, we're realizing economies of scale by using the contractor when they're in town under that same contract.
Okay, good.
So would the Park and Rec, if you were to do this, have to pay you the money then? Pay your,
They just write a PO to the contractor. I organize the contractor and I tell them, keep the school separate, keep the road separate, keep the park separate.
got it,
I get the POs and we do the invoicing that way.
understood.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
That-
thank you
Yeah,
for that.
thank you, Alex. All right, so we have, let's see, union, admin, payroll, recreation supervisor.
Let's see, too much.
Kevin, do you have any suggestions for us?
Not with Jerry standing there.
Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Being
Yeah, there's
facetious.
nothing that I can identify to take off of.
I mean, when you
This
think of the character of
additionally-
East Lyme, it's the boardwalk and Cooks
Oh.
and the
Park.
beaches.
No, you guys do a great
It's
job with
endless.
it.
Yeah,
You
no,
do a
it's
like you-
tremendous job.
Take care of the soul of our community.
Just want to leave them alone, not beat them up too bad tonight.
There's really not much.
So the only
Nothing.
suggestion I would make is if you were looking for something, in the current year's budget, is a half full-time equivalent for that groundskeeper 5. We're anticipating hiring that person 7/1. Jerry, don't kill me. But if you're any cuts at all, that's probably where, the start. I would like Jerry said, his supplies accounts are always stressed. But this budget is under 5%, so, just a thought.
So I would, just to add on to what Kevin was saying there, I guess if you're, the reason, I guess you can't really do both. You know, if you cut the supplies, it takes more labor to do what you're doing. You know, I mean, if you are able to add more supplies and things like that,
Yeah.
that, you know, your labor costs, you can achieve, you know, some of what you intended to do by spending more on supplies if you don't have the staff members. But if you don't have the staff members and you don't have the supplies, I mean, you're absolutely talking about degrading the level of service. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to go down.
Yeah,
And-
I also want to note too that, you know, your budget really did take a tremendous hit last year. If anybody can remember that. And the truth is, I mean, you're pretty lean and
Yeah.
you do an incredible job. All of our departments do. But this one specifically, there really isn't anything that's standing out to me at this moment.
I agree. Anyone have any ideas for this budget?
So
Or
just
we-
I guess I would just ask about the overtime. I'm trying to, so,
Yeah, if you look at the overtime and, you know, the budgeted rate of overtime is, you know, it looks like a substantial increase, but it's actually, if you look back to the actuals from the years before, that's, you know, that's kind of where we are. We come in on the weekends to do prep ball fields for Little League games or,
okay.
you know, big events and things like that. You know, the fact is, we are overspending overtime and, you know, the amount that's requested for the next fiscal year is really, you know, an accurate number for what we project it will be. So, you know, it's just
Yep.
okay, just
Yeah.
asking, just trying to see.
based on actual expenses.
Right.
Yep.
No, I
Understood.
mean, you
Yeah, I
need a
don't
certain
see-
level to do all
Yeah,
that you do.
no, you do.
I'm good with it unless anyone else has suggestions.
I'm good.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We good? Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jerry.
Jerry, thank you.
Thanks
Thanks for
so
waiting
much.
so long. We
Yeah,
really
thank you.
appreciate it. And, so now,
Kevin, did you reach out to the registrar's office to kind of get an assessment if that was an accurate budget? Because it just seemed like it was off.
No, I did have a conversation earlier today with one of the registrars, just to look at the budget and say, are there any areas we could, you know, possibly shave it down a little bit? So there are two lines I think we could shave a little bit, but
Okay.
the reason why I'm comfortable shaving those down is because I am anticipating us getting another early voting grant. So and that doesn't really, we didn't take that into account. So I think we can do about 12,000, 13,000 cuts worth of cuts. And that's approximately what we get in early voting. So it's not like we're cutting them back. You know,
Right.
there's a grant that's going to supplement that.
I
So
see.
let me just walk through that.
Yep, thank you.
okay, so do we want to catch up with, let's see.
He's on
So it's
registrar.
105.
Registrars.
We're, oh, that's on,
105,
Let me
4149.
see what it is.
It's right after town clerk, so it's closer
Yeah.
to the front part of the book.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
front.
oh, we got the assessor.
Where's this?
Going. Keep going, Dan.
Assessor's office. Board of Assessment Fields. Where is it? Tax collector. Oh, I just looked up, where is it here? What's
Right before it?
before? it? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Town clerk.
Town clerk,
IT town clerk.
IT, town clerk.
I have
I-
IT flagged.
IT,
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Keep going, Dan. Keep going. You got two more budgets to go. Then you're going to get to town clerk, and then you're going to get to registrar.
okay, town clerk.
All right,
One
then
more to go.
next.
All right. Registrar, thank you very much. Yep.
Got you. Okay, so when we look at the referendum and primary lines, we can cut that back by approximately 7,550. So if we want to take the, stand by. So for referendum, we can cut it by 7,550 to bring the new total to 58,330.
All right, I'll make a motion. So on line 56116, referendum/primary, I'll move to reduce the line of, what is it, 65,880 by $7,550 down to $58,330.
I'll second.
58,000 what?
330.
Okay, all right, we got a first and a second. All right, any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Can we get like an inventory of what we've skipped today out of sequence?
Can we just do one more,
Yeah.
we just do one more cut and we
Oh,
can,
okay.
Yep.
Within registrar?
yeah, just one more cut within registrars, yep. So, election day expenses, we can cut that back by $5,400 to $59,100.
Okay, so under elections, section 56115, election day expenses, I'll move to reduce the $64,500 by $5,400 to make it $59,100.
I'll second.
All right, we have a first and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right. So does that take care of registrars? Or anything
That's
else?
what I had for
All
registrars.
right. Okay, so,
I do have two more cuts I'm willing to suggest to the board if you guys
yeah,
are,
yeah,
yeah,
let's
let's
hear it.
We're good.
okay. 105-4135, if you flip further in the front of your book to the tax collector. So just so everyone knows, the town is under a spending and hiring freeze. And as such, we're kind of looking at every position that's open, making sure it's absolutely critically needed for the department to function, and it's, maintaining or at least, the level of service. So when we look at the tax collector, there was 3 full-time positions in that office. That hasn't always been the case. I think that's been within the last couple of years. Prior to that, the third position, based on my knowledge, what I've heard because I wasn't here, but that third position was part-time. So the proposal is to cut the third position in that office from full-time to part-time. So what we would do is we'd make that a 28-hour a week position. And then on January and July, we would increase them to 37 and a half hours. That averages out to be 29.5 hours throughout the course of the year, which is just, just not enough so we don't have to pay benefits. Now, what this ends up happening is that position becomes a feeder position essentially for other departments that have offered benefits. So it's just a way of, that we've seen that happen in a few other departments. But so because on that, let me just pull up our savings.
So what line
we
item are
can-
we looking at?
So it is line item 105-4135
Okay.
dash, stand by,
Tax aids.
51619.
Okay, yeah,
Currently at 128,661.
right.
We can reduce that number to 109,216, and that is a cut of 19,445.
Okay.
All right, do we hear a
I'll
motion?
make a motion, under line 51619, tax aids, to reduce the, proposal of $128,661 by, $19,445, to bring it down to $109,216.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, I have a couple more. Let me just get that
Good.
one memorialized. 19,445. 19,445. Okay, next up, if we go to general government, the legal line, I think it's 2 budgets. Keep going in your book, back, deeper into it. It should be that general government and benefits.
Miscellaneous benefits?
Yep, you see
Yep.
that there?
Yep.
So the one, just, if we look at that legal service line, the
Yep.
original budget, that $336,000 number, that was for $28,000 worth of legal services a month. In the first selectman's budget, we reduced that to $20,000 a month, or $240,000. Just looking at where we are in the, spending in the last 2 months, we could probably reduce this to $18,000 a month, which is a reduction of $24,000, which brings it down to $216, I believe.
Yeah.
So really, we look at monthly and say, okay, we have 12 months, so we can shave, $2,000 a month there. I think we
All right,
can.
so I'll make a motion under number 53020, general government, to reduce the, what am I reducing? $240,000 by $24,000 to leave you with $216,000.
I'll second.
Correct.
Okay, all right, we have a first and second. Any discussion?
I don't, can't find it.
Here it
Oh,
is.
you
It's
can
right
find
here.
it.
Here we go. You can look at mine.
Oh, I'm with you now.
Do you know what line?
I don't, could you repeat the motion?
53020.
Under general, go down toward the bottom, kind of. General government, 53020,
Yep.
under legal services. So we're reducing that by the 240,000 by 24,000 to get to 216,000. Are you
Okay.
good?
I am good.
Okay.
All right, so it's been first and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
All right, I have 2 more
Okay.
sacrificial lambs. Do you want to do contingency or IT?
IT.
Let's go to IT.
Okay.
So just on another question on the legal services, and I
Yeah.
don't know who this goes to, was somebody going to look at the contract with Weller, Smith and Palmer?
I have not had a chance to look at it yet, but I will put a note in here to get a copy of that and review it.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm sorry, where's
So
IT?
IT.
Oh, I found it, okay.
Just pull up my IT.
Even with
Okay,
the
so
taxes.
just for the record, I worked with Dan Cleary, the IT director, on these, so these are not things I suggested, but I worked with him and said, hey, look, we got to shave this down a little more. What are things that currently we're either not doing or it won't be disruptive to our operations, right? So, is everyone there?
Yeah,
I'll start going through them. Okay, so licensing, hosting, and support, we can cut $4,800 from this account. We're cutting the sonic wall, which is getting upgraded, and then we are cutting some of the cables and miscellaneous repairs lines.
So is that 53,521?
yes,
Okay,
53,521, correct, Dan?
thank you.
all right, so on information technology, line 53521, I'll make a motion to reduce the $69,157 by $4,800, which brings us down to $64,357.
I'll second.
All right, we have a first and second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Being none, motion carries.
All right, next up, if we go down to other IT services, Dan is willing to cut back on IT training from $3,600 back to $1,800, cut his IT training budget in half.
Okay, so under information technology, number 53523, other IT services town, I'll move to reduce the $200,290 by $1,800 to get down to $198,490.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All right, we have a second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
You're good, Sandy? You're, okay, just trying to be clear.
All right, next one, GIS, annual licensing and hosting. Current budget originally requested at 20,500, shaved down to 16,300. Talking to Dan Cleary, a lot of the Esri licensing costs, it's like a token credit kind of situation. So every time you want a project, you kind of use up tokens, so to speak. And then you kind of, it's like pay as you go. It's almost like I almost thought of it like a prepaid cell phone plan kind of thing. So what Dan said was, if we cut back $3,300, that is still increasing, the budget for year over year from 6,900 to 9,000, even with a $3,300 cut there. So that was his proposal.
Okay, so under section, is it 53524,
Yeah.
GIS annual licensing / hosting, I will move to reduce the $16,300 by $3,300 to bring it down to $13,000.
Who's that? I don't know what's happening.
Somebody's out there.
What? Go to the door?
Yeah, it's
It
locked.
might be,
Oh.
that door might be locked.
Well, who is this? Or
I
what do
don't
they
know.
want?
I'm not
I'll
too
go
sure.
talk to them.
No, well, no.
I'll go.
He
Yeah.
wants to come in, it sounds like, but I don't know who
Well, I
it is.
mean, the
Do a
reason the
recess?
doors are locked is because Doug had to leave the building.
Oh,
So he locks the door so nobody can walk. in.
understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's
At
scary.
this point in
That's
the
scary.
meeting, people shouldn't be walking in this late at night.
Yeah.
That scared
That was
me.
scary.
Scared me,
I look
buddy.
over and I'm like,
I thought it was.
like ready to hit the
something
floor.
That was scary. I knew exactly what it was, and I was like, somebody is pounding on the window. It's so late.
You know, you don't get quite the same reaction remotely.
No, not anymore. I'm scared.
This will do it for you.
Yeah.
Got that?
Hi there. Come on
Hi.
in.
Hi.
All right, so where did we leave? Hey, have a seat.
So we,
Sorry to cause all the.
Oh, that's
No, no,
okay.
no, 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 no.
You woke us up.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry, where were we?
we have one more, I have one more cut to propose in IT, and then one more just a review.
No,
So,
we didn't finish that one.
No,
We
we
didn't
were-
get.
Oh, sorry.
I made the
Sorry.
motion. We need a
I'll
second.
second.
Okay, all right, we have a second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. And that was 53,524, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, and you were reducing it, so it ended up at 13,000. Yep, okay,
13,000, yeah.
even, okay, great. All right,
all right, next one, the police, EMD, FMO support. We're not cutting anything that is, detrimental to the thing, any departments. We're just cutting some of the unexpected or unplanned hardware or software expense items. We're gonna cut $750 from police, $1,500 from EMD, and $1,500 from the fire department, for a total of $3,750 from that line.
okay.
Okay.
But
So-
what does it encompass? Like, can you just give a little bit of detail?
Yeah, so it's quite literally, there's a line item in the budget that just says unplanned hardware, software expenses for each of those three departments. So it's just, for the police, the budget was $4,750, so we shaved that by $750 to $4,000. The emergency management was $3,000, we cut that in half to $1,500, and then we eliminated the fire marshal hardware and software because they're kind of absorbing that in their own budget. They have a line for that now.
I see. Okay, thank you.
All right. Let me see. Excuse me. I'll make a motion under 53525, police, EMD, FMO, IT support. I'll move to reduce the 259,073 by 3,750, which brings it to $242,460.
I'll second.
We have a second. Okay, any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
And you kind of broke up. Can you repeat that amount to me? I just want to make sure I have it.
Oh,
Yep,
$242,460.
What?
Is that what you have?
No,
No.
because we have to, you had to add the $3,000 that we added earlier in the night.
Oh, wait a minute, where did I?
we had
I
it
messed
back in
up
the
somewhere.
flock camera.
So your amount should be 245,460.
That's
Oh,
right.
sorry,
Yep,
okay. All right, so how much were we reducing it by then? Which,
by 3750.
750.
but and the initial number is still the 259,073?
259,073, yep.
Okay, all right, so let me amend that motion then.
Well, hold on. Can I just ask one question? I just don't want her to make a mistake, and I
Yeah.
don't either. So we had taken out 9,000 from that line item, right, for the flock cameras on Monday.
Right,
Then we just put back in 3,000 for the flock tonight.
Yeah,
So then it would have been reduced by 6,000, right? Only.
you know, 6,750, right?
it should have been 253,073 minus 3750.
And that is adding back in the
Sharing my
3,000 from
screen real
earlier.
quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what do we end up with as the final?
So I don't know if everyone could see my screen here.
Yep.
So we originally, Dan cut back 12,000 and then this. So our amount going forward for Dan, 271,073. 259,073, sorry, that didn't click. Okay. Last meeting, we made cuts of the 3863 and the 9,000. That brought us to the 246,210. We just added back the $3,000 flock camera. And now we are taking away the 3750. I got 245,460. Is that what everyone else has?
Yeah, that's what I have.
All right.
245,460.
Yep, that's both my
Yeah,
my work papers.
that's what I have.
35.
All right,
Yeah, but what's the initial number then, that I'm not still working with 259,073, right?
No.
You are, yep, you are.
But if you reduce that by 3,000, you're not getting down to 245.
Oh, I see, Ann, hold on a sec. I see,
Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
not, the math isn't right. I
Yep,
mean,
yep, okay, hold on. Yep, so, Ann, the initial amount was 249,210,
Oh.
and then you back out
Okay,
the
all
30.
right, that's the problem then, okay, all right,
Yep,
all right. Sorry, Sandy.
I don't see the 240.
All right, so we're at, let me just say it before I make a motion. 249, 210, we're gonna reduce it by,
and then back out 3750.
reduce it by 3750 and get down to 245, 460.
yeah.
Yep.
You're good? Okay, all right, so.
Perfect.
Let me see, I need my glasses. So line 53525, police EMD, I'm gonna make a motion to take the 249, 210, reduce it by $3,750 to bring it down to $245,460.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a first, second, any further discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
All right, and then there's just one more at IT, just for you guys to look at.
Yep.
So we have $56,000 set aside in the capital projects for computer replacements. That's kind of a catch-up. So, and in the general fund here, we also have $28,880. If we cut that back by $8,880, that'll still give the IT department $76,000 to purchase new computers. I talked to Dan Cleary about this. He wasn't happy about it and said, I will not be getting a new computer next year. But besides, he didn't seem overly upset about it. So it's just a thought, if we're trying to shave down a little more, that would still give them $76,000 to use for computer replacements. It just, the only caveat is it will extend the overall length of the system, right, the computer replacement system a little bit by, 4 computers.
So what line item are you looking at?
So that would be line item, other IT services, town 53520.
which has
No,
already been
no,
reduced.
no, 535, oh wait, what is it?
No,
53523, isn't it? Other IT
Yep,
services?
Yep, sorry, yep, 5352, yep,
Yep.
yep, yep, the 198,490. That amount has 28,880 for a computer replacement program.
So we already reduced that.
Wait, I think we're at, I had it down as 200, 290
We
in the
did,
book.
we knocked off, I had it, we were down to 198, 490.
Correct, yep, because we eliminated the backup software and cloud backup for the emails. And then
Okay,
we also reduced $1,800 for training. This is an additional $8,000 that we could cut.
so we're at 198, 490 at this point? Is that the,
That's the
I have,
starting point.
correct, yep.
all right, that's a starting point, and we're gonna cut 8,800?
I mean, that was just my suggestion, you know.
I know, I'm just trying to
How-
get the numbers right. And
How
then
badly does that impact Dan? Was he really upset about it? Did he think that was?
$76,000 to buy computers is a lot of computers, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but there are, over 150 workstations, I think he said. So $76,000, if it's, say $2,000 a network, that's about 30. That is still, that'll probably get him closer to the 5-year program for replacement. So
So he can live with it, you think he'll be able to make?
I think $76,000 is substantially higher than where we were this past year,
Okay,
so.
all right.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So we already adjusted that line. That's the same line as the 245, 460?
Correct.
So now we're gonna the motion.
No, Dan.
No.
Up a little further, 2 lines up, the 198,490.
Yeah, 198, 490.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Got it.
So we're reducing that by,
8,800?
is it 8,800 or
8,880.
8,880? All right,
8880.
888, sorry, it's getting late here. All right, and that brings us down to what? Somebody do the math.
189,610.
Oh, you're good. Okay. All right.
Jeez, okay.
Other IT services for the town, which is number 53523. I'll move to reduce the number 198,490 by 8,880, which will bring it down to $189,610.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right. I have a second. Any further discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Contingency?
Right, perfect. You said contingency, Jason?
I said
So if we
contingency.
flip, yep, if we flip to contingency,
Is that
Dan and I
at
met,
the end?
yeah, if we flip to contingency at the very end, I believe it is.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Oh, the very, very end.
Yeah, it's-
Thing. Okay.
So I met with Dan earlier today, and we discussed, I was really, we need probably to cut back the townwide contingency a little bit. Last year was 250, this year we're 275. If we cut it back to 250, I don't see that being the end of the world. So, and then the other one, the personnel contingency, without getting into too much detail, we're able to tighten that up and reduce that by approximately 36,000 as well. So,
So,
I was gonna suggest too that we bring down the 5,000 to from Coastal Resilience Fund to 2,000, I can't even talk, I cannot talk, I'm so tired, 2,500, just for this budget cycle. I mean, we're still putting something in, and I do support that, but I just feel like since we're looking in so many different areas that,
Yeah.
that might be
That does
worthy to
affect our
do.
bond rating though, right? They just want to see us put some money
Do
in.
we want to make
Well,
sure
that's
we
why
have
I'm
the fund?
suggesting
Yeah.
putting half in. So we're still putting something in.
Yeah.
It is viewed, yes, on a bonding level, so we want to continue to show
Right.
good faith that we're doing that, of course. And I certainly would never want to suggest taking the line item out. I support putting money in. I feel like we can scale it back for this budget season. I do.
are you good with that,
Yeah,
Dan?
I am. So, do we want to do the first one, the personnel contingency, then we'll move down to
Yep.
the.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I missed the amount.
So 55917, what were you suggesting?
By how much?
So I can bring it down to 308,275, so the cut would be 35,875.
Say that again?
Got
One
it.
time?
Okay,
Just
So-
verify, 35,875.
And then we would end up at what amount?
308,275.
30, correct, Dan.
Okay,
All right, I'll make a motion under Personnel Services, 55917, Personnel Contingency, to reduce the 344,150 by 35,875, which will bring us down to $308,275.
do we hear a second? Do we have a second? Any further discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Being none, motion carries. All right, then we move down to the Coastal Resiliency Fund,
Okay,
reducing that by 2,500.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
line item 55918, Coastal Resiliency Fund, I'll move to reduce the 5,000 by 2,500, which leaves us with $2,500.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Being none, motion carries.
Was there another one in there, you said?
Townwide contingency, I think we can match last year's 250, if you want to cut that back by 25,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, give me a sec. All right, under 55916, Operations Contingency, I'll move to reduce the $275,000 by $25,000, which leaves us with $250,000.
I'll second.
We have a second. All right,
Discussion.
okay, yep.
You said it was previously 250,000. On this amended budget, it looks like it was 200,000.
I think it was 250. So that work paper right there was hand created, the one you're looking at.
Yep.
The one I have on the screen here is literally from our accounting system.
Okay.
And so it says townwide contingency 250, personnel contingency 200. This is what's in the actual, this is exported from our accounting system.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're talking about the
Yeah,
same
no,
thing here.
that's good.
Yep,
Good catch.
yep.
All right.
So I think call the motion.
Yep.
Did I just do it?
did it.
Operations,
Yeah, I just,
No, I mean, call the motion like for a vote.
You have a
We have
second, I need a vote.
oh, okay, yep. So all in favor, we're clear, all right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Done it so many times, I'm losing track when I'm saying the words.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much longer we can.
Yeah,
this
I
evening.
think.
I have one more increase on the revenue side that'll offset
let's get
taxes.
that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Right, that's always fun. Okay, so shout out to the tax collector's office. I worked with them on supplemental motor vehicles. So when we look at the past year, we look at the supplemental motor vehicle line. We assessed $685,000 of motor vehicles. This isn't in your budget, so this is just me talking. This is just I got
Okay, we
it.
can just listen.
Yep. So
Gonna make
and I
make a
didn't
motion
have
when
it.
you're talking.
Unfortunately, I didn't have it scanned in. So the motor vehicle supplemental was 685. We collected 606. I'm sorry. You know what? If you want to follow along, flip to the very front and look at the revenue line. So the second page in. So flip to the very front, not the summary sheet, but the front, the revenue sheet.
All right, give us a sec.
Yep.
I have to go home and prepare for 3-4 hearings, so I really need to.
All right, second page in, right? I'm there.
So if you look at the very top, tax collection, there's a motor vehicle supplemental, account 41103, MV supplemental there.
Yep,
Oh, I'm actually there.
me too.
Yeah, so,
Just look up.
if,
It's right here. I don't know what this is, but it's right here.
It says $600,000, right?
correct,
Motor vehicle
600,000.
Yep.
Hold on,
Today-
Dan has
I got
to
it.
find it.
I got it. I
All
got
right.
it.
We're starting to lose people.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Okay,
Alright.
so like I said, last year we collected 606, pretty on target with our 600,000. This year we assessed $780,000. So if we take that same assessment and we multiply it by the 90% collection rate, give me a second. I didn't actually do that.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, we've reached the point.
You lost me.
Yes.
I think
I'm
we
still
can
with you,
increase.
buddy, I'm still with you, I'm still with you.
I got you.
Yeah.
So we can increase that motor vehicle supplemental by $100,000.
Oh my gosh, sweet Jesus.
So that goes to 700?
All right, so
Yep.
Okay.
you got this?
This is good stuff.
Yeah, so I don't, all right, so I'll say line 105, wait, hold on, 4135,
Yep.
41103.
Yep.
Yep.
Motor vehicle supplemental.
Yep.
I will increase the $600,000 in revenue by $100,000 to $700,000.
Yes.
I'll second.
We have a second. All right. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, we're still in our meeting.
What?
We're actually in our, right? We got
Yeah.
deliberations and all the other.
We have to go
What
back.
else? Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's it for
Yeah.
the budget
There's a
tonight.
gentleman here who may want to speak.
That's it.
Just one more, if, just maybe keep it for the next meeting, but building officials, there's 2 part-timers in the budget. There is potential we could shave down a few hours and save approximately 15,000 on that one.
All right, we'll do that. What is it? Building? Is that
Building, it's
104?
105, 4151.
Got it.
4151.
All right.
So let me just pull it up here, give me a second.
51618.
Past IT.
Yeah, 51618.
4153.
So let me just share my screen here so everyone can see what we're looking at.
No, I want to write it. I want to account for it. All right, 415. Got it. What are we doing?
All right.
Okay, so there's a wage sheet. I'm not sure if it's in your budget books or not, but when the composition of that 206,895
Yep.
is made up of 37 and a half hours for Frank Lathrop, our chief building official, 24 hours for a part-time building official,
Are you there?
and then 18 hours for another building official.
Okay.
Does everyone have it?
Well, Dan's here. It's,
No, I can-
you sure?
Yeah, I can
All right,
see yours,
you don't,
yeah.
you're good?
Yeah.
Okay, this is it.
Dan's heard this one literally 3 hours ago. So what we're doing is we're cutting back part-timer number 1 from 24 hours to 18 hours. That'll still leave 36 hours of part-time assistance for our building official between 2 part-timers. So I think it's reasonable. That's more than what they're doing now. But there is anticipation for, the big building in downtown and some projects that are coming in. So, but I think 36 hours for part-times,
Yeah.
So what would that translate to in terms of line changes?
So
So
it
we would
goes,
drop 15,006. Sorry, Ann, you have it.
yeah, so it's by 15,600 and it goes down to 191,295.
Yep.
Okay, so let me do the motion.
Yeah.
On line 51618, building officials, I'll move to reduce the 206,895 by 15,600 to bring it down to $191,295.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All right, being done, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, so I think,
What else is on the agenda?
Conflicts on deliberating?
yeah, all right, that's, so we'll leave deliberations for the moment.
You guys want to hear the bottom line right now?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I'd love
well,
that.
we're, yeah, well, I'm,
After all
well,
that,
well,
give us something.
let me just get back to my agenda here and before we leave it.
Okay. So right now, our budget is $104,051,744. Town operations is just shy 13%, 3,392,951 increase. What's this mean for mom and dad taxpayer? Right now, the mill rate is set to increase by 8.18%, 2.29 mils, to a proposed mill rate of 30.30.
No,
So-
that's not good enough.
Yeah, it's not, all
No,
right.
we gotta keep working,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
all right.
All right, so,
So now we're
So
not
I will
meeting-
send this,
Go ahead, sorry.
no, I'll just send this to everyone electronically, so if anyone
yeah, if
wants
you can
to.
send us
Thank you.
that so we can see where we're at,
Questions?
okay. So, there's no old business?
Is-
Any new business being done? I don't have an ex officio report tonight. And first selectmen's report. Anyone else have an ex officio?
Not that I'm gonna
No.
show.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. It was Board of Education, and I do know that they just finalized their budget, right? And you have that number, right, Kevin? I wasn't there because I was at budget meeting, but it
Right.
was a Monday, and they have gone out to hire a firm to look at an analysis for redistricting again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that is confirmed. They are having their community conversation on the 12th. Is that accurate, the 12th?
Yeah, it
My
is,
mind
yep.
is a little
About-
fried at the moment, but it is, I believe, on the 12th, and that's to have conversation about an armed security guard at the schools, so that's going to be happening.
I think that's at 6 o'clock at the East Line Middle School
It is, and
cafeteria.
thank you very much for that.
Okay.
And I think that that's it.
All right. Anyone else from any other ex officio? All right. So I don't have much of a first selectmen's report, but I do have a communication. And this is from Wayne Arudi, who lives in Great White Way in Niantic. And I'll just briefly, dear Selectman Cunningham, I'm ready to express my deepest gratitude and heartfelt appreciation for the extraordinary actions of Wick Halen and the members of the East Line Fire Service team and the EMT personnel on Thanksgiving Day at 11:30. On that morning, my wife suffered a sudden medical emergency, went into cardiac arrest, and had no pulse. I immediately began CPR and continued until Wick arrived and took over. Wick and his team were first on the scene, acted with remarkable skill, composure, urgency, and professionalism. Their training, coordination, and unwavering commitment, and with no doubt quite literally saved my wife's life on that day. There are moments in life when the true value of public service becomes unmistakably clear. For our family, that moment was Thanksgiving morning. The life-saving services provided by WIC and the East Line Fire Service and EMT personnel were not just professional duties fulfilled, they were acts of courage and compassion, and they gave my wife a second chance at life. The importance of maintaining and supporting such highly trained emergency response professionals cannot be overstated. Their service to our community is paramount. When seconds matter most, they are there prepared, capable, and selfless. The impact they have on families like mine is immeasurable. Please extend my profound thanks and appreciation to Wick Hayland and every member of the team who responded that day. We are forever grateful for their skill, dedication, and humanity. Signed, Wayne Arruti, with sincere appreciation. So I just wanted to put that on the record.
That was nice, thank you.
Yep.
So now,
Any
because you said communications, just really quickly, I did forward communications to Sandy that I had received in my email. I don't, is that the same thing or no? Like, I received it and I just forwarded it to you.
Oh, well, I have a copy of this letter if you wanted it for your,
I have a copy of that already came through mine, but what I'm saying is
Yeah,
that
I got it, yeah.
I received some sort of communication from a community member, different than that.
Oh,
So I forwarded it to Sandy. So
yes, yeah, and I
just
looked at
so-
that.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just wanted to
that was
make
about
sure.
the old police station.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So what is the process here? So is everything supposed to be read out, or is it just the
No,
one thing, or
I-
any communications? I just want to make sure I am correct to be sending it to you, correct?
Yeah, no, that was fine.
Okay,
Yeah, and I'm aware of that individual and had other communications in the past.
Okay,
Yeah.
But you're talking about in terms of this portion of the agenda, like what is to be shared?
Yeah, I just want to make sure, like, when I got an email from a community member, I read it, and then I forwarded it to Sandy, because it's a communication.
Yeah.
I'm not going to forward it to all of you, it has to go.
No,
to
you know, and I have a
her.
copy of it, and I've reviewed it.
But I mean, I get so many emails,
Yeah.
like, we don't need to go through.
No, I just thought this was
Just like
pertinent
the
and-
standout
yeah.
stuff, I think we need
Yeah.
to know. Okay. It's your call as leader, I guess, what you want
I
to
mean,
say.
I usually try to know anything, any communication, I want to bring it to your attention. And,
Got it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Any public comment? No? Okay. I have no response then. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No abstentions? We're adjourned.
It's 9:33.